Have you seen that the whole drone thing going on?
Yeah, I don't know what it is though. Like,
Me neither.
no one knows, but like, is it just people who own drones fucking with everyone now because like it's been going on so much? You know what I'm saying?
That's where my brain went. But then Dante was telling me earlier, he was like, he heard a CEO of a drone company talking, and I guess he was basically saying that it has to be like military related or something.
But why are they going over fucking New Jersey? That's what I don't get.
It's something about the East Coast, right?
It's New Jersey, and I think there was another state too, Connecticut
Well,
maybe.
they were in Winthrop.
Oh really?
Yeah, they've been seen in Massachusetts too.
Some people said they're the size of like small fucking cars, dude.
Yeah, like I've been seeing videos of them and they look huge. They
So,
look like spaceships, honestly.
I don't think it's like a foreign entity though. I don't think it's like a different country. I don't know.
No, he was like what Dante was telling me that he heard the CEO say was that like he thinks it's the United States doing it because of something.
But but it's
overseas.
military related. But they're
Right.
not going to obviously specify on
Yeah,
that because it's
like they're looking for some type of threat because of for whatever reason. Obviously, and I don't know. A drone CEO said that, so it's I don't know. I feel like it's kind of a reliable source for a theory.
That's so fucking crazy though.
Yeah,
It's crazy that we're talking about drones.
I know.
That's how the new warfare is now in Russia, bro. So like, I don't know if you've seen videos, but there's these remote. You can like watch the war on video. Like you can literally go on and like watch the Ukraine
On Twitter.
pretty much anywhere. Like Twitter, YouTube has it and shit. But there are these guys in like trenches, dude, and they're like almost like underground, like World War II status type shit. And they fly these drones. Like Russia has these. I'm assuming I don't know if Ukraine has them too. U.S. would probably give it to them. They're remote operated, and they fly into these little bunkers where dudes are, and they fucking explode. So they're like remote operated bombs, basically.
And they're filming it?
Yeah, it's like filmed. Like you can like watch videos on it because like a guy will be in a bunker and so he has like a GoPro in his war helmet. There's like a video of one. He sees the drone come in and he sees the drone sees him. He jumps as fast as he can and like runs out of like this doorway that he makes and you just hear a big kaboom and like all like the debris and stuff is like scattered around and then he's up and he's like bah, like talks in Russian. I was like, oh my god, that's so scary.
That is fucking.
That's how new warfare is
terrifying.
now, dude. It's not like everyone's standing in a line in March. I watched this movie last night. It was a Civil War movie called Free State of Jones, Matthew McConaughey. Decent movie. But it's crazy where, like, the guys who are in, like, the front lines, dude, they hold the flags and this guy's playing the trumpets and they just walk towards another army that's just mowing them down little by little. And then they just, like, old school, like, bayonet each other. I'm like, this is just looks very inefficient right
And that's
now.
like new school.
That's like old school war.
Right.
New
No, but
school is like this exploding drone type shit.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's just so different now.
Speaking of other countries and stuff, I was you haven't done Ancestry or 23andMe, right?
No, I'm scared to give someone my DNA.
I feel you, but it is interesting. The trade-off of like getting all your info on like your heritage is pretty crazy. I was reading my my stuff the other day.
Did you do it recently?
I did it like 5 years ago.
Oh, okay.
And it keeps I think I did Ancestry, and I think the technology for it just keeps getting more and more advanced. So like every time I look, there's like different percentages of stuff, and
There's just more info.
more info, right?
Yeah.
And so, dude, listen to what I am. It's kind of crazy. I'm basically super white.
Are you 1% black?
No, I'm 1% something interesting though, and I'll get to that. where
A guy from my work was 1% black, and he's just like a small white dude. It's pretty funny.
yeah, that's an accident. Like that was like
Someone saw a slave and was like, damn, let me see
Correct.
what she's about. Or
Doesn't-
vice versa.
Yeah, it doesn't like necessarily mean that, but I'm only saying that because I'm
Well, not even like a slave, just like they were black.
Come on, where are you?
Are you French Canadian?
I have some French in
You're
me.
Scott Irish, right? I'm Scott Irish.
So I'm 56% Ireland,
56.
25% Southern Italy, and the East Mediterranean.
So your
that
dad's
means.
side?
No, that's definitely my mom's.
Oh.
My dad's side's pretty much all like Irish, Scotland, English type of thing.
Yeah.
I'm 7% English, Northwestern Europe, 4% France, 2% Denmark. What's that like over? Is that near Germany?
Kind of, yeah.
2% Cornwall.
The hell is Cornwall?
I didn't know that was a place until I saw this. I think it's a place, it's the bottom of Ireland,
Okay.
if I remember correctly. 2% Scotland, 1% Sephardic Jew. I'm 1% Jew, bro.
Wow. I always thought you were cheap.
What does that mean I can get away with saying, you know? And I'm 1% Wales.
Okay.
And it's
but that's what I'm saying. Like, how much of these 1% though? Like, it makes up what, like a decimal point of your genealogy. So, like, is it really who you are? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, technically, like, yeah, I'm 99% white, but I'm like 1% this. But it's like, how much of that affects? I don't know. Like, where is that in your lineage? Like, I don't get that. Like, I don't know what, you know what I'm saying? I don't really know what. Like, where do they base that off of? I don't know.
So there's it blows my mind that they can even do this, but there's a part that says traits, right?
Yeah.
And it says...
Like how you behave almost?
So one category is determination. I'm more determined, which I was pumped about.
Yeah.
Heart rate recovery, average recovery rate. Physical strength, naturally stronger. I always knew I could hit a golf ball and a baseball really far for my size, you know? Morning or night person, morning person, which I am.
Yes.
Taking naps, not a nap taker, which I'm not. It's like I probably take a nap twice a year.
Right. So it was somewhat accurate then?
I think that these are pretty accurate. I think I'm pretty determined. I don't know about the heart rate thing. Physical strength, naturally stronger. I'm just going to say that that's true because that's cool. Morning or night person, definitely a morning person, and not a nap taker. I'm not. And then you can get more, but it costs money.
More,
yeah, but with those 5 off rip, I'm down to pay some more to find out some more stuff. See if it's true.
So you don't have to do the test all over again. They just take your existing DNA and run it through the same test probably, or just give you more info, or like.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's pretty fascinating.
I always thought about doing it. They do it for dogs too.
Yeah, I did that with my dog. My dog is 50% boxer, 25% Great Pyrenees Mountain Dog, and then the rest is like a combination of like hound, and some other categories I don't remember.
It's pretty crazy that you can look at a Chihuahua and be like, you used to be a wolf.
Yeah.
But we've just bred you through generations, and like we made that.
Dude, the other day I saw a giant coyote in my backyard.
Really?
Huge coyote. I was, leaving the back deck.
I feel like you didn't usually get that big either.
Every time I see most of the times I see a coyote, it's a small little dog.
It's probably like 40 pounds-ish, scraggly.
I'd say that it's hard to say what weight, but it looked like a German Shepherd-sized dog.
That's kind of scary.
Yeah, it was. I would guess 65 pounds.
Wait, it was in your backyard?
Yeah, it was. Well, so it's like my backyard and then the neighbor's backyard. There's no fence to break it off,
right.
And it was. I went outside and it sprinted across to the neighbor's backyard, and I saw it out of the corner of my eye, and I saw something huge, right? And I was just like, "What the?" And then it was just a giant ass dog running across.
Yeah. That's also crazy that, like, if you have chickens or something in your backyard like that, like, coyotes just, like, feast upon those things without issue. But, like, a lot of times you have a bigger sized dog, they won't, like, size your dog up.
Yeah.
Unless they're, like, outnumbering them, basically. But supposedly they eat you asshole first.
When you say you, do you mean like a chicken or something?
Like, if they would eat a human, like, they eat your asshole. They'll eat you from the butt. I don't know if that's true. I'm going to look that up.
I heard that chimps, when they...
Go for your dick, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's the first thing they go for.
So, like, I'll look up, do coyotes eat ass first? Oh, fuck. Typo. Oh, see? Coyotes tend to eat the nose, ears, and viscera first. I don't know what the viscera is.
Me neither.
Eat the liver, kidneys, and lungs, then pull out the stomach and intestines. Huh. So maybe that's a myth. But eyes, ears, and nose, that's kind of weird, dude. I wonder why.
Yeah.
I'm also looking up what's a viscera. Oh, yeah, just soft internal organs. So they eat, like, the organs. I guess that kind of like all animals do. Like, lions eat, like, the, liver, like, all that, the heart, like all that stuff. Mm-hmm. Which makes sense because that's where like all the protein and shit is, or like vitamins that you would get. So I feel like that's why. But still, coyotes don't really scare me, man. I don't know why.
No, they don't scare me either. I'll punt a coyote.
But like if you were running in California or something, they have like a mountain lion.
Oh yeah,
that would
screwed.
scare me.
You're screwed.
That's why I would be scared. Like people go for runs around those hills in California. I would be fucking scared if I like had my AirPods on noise canceling. You don't know you're being hunted. Like cats are very stealthy, and they're a big cat. They just come out of nowhere, and you're fucked.
I don't remember what it was on YouTube, but I don't remember what it was called. But it was about these people that experienced like crazy near-death experiences. And there was this dude who was running in Utah, and he had his headphones in. That's what just reminded me when you said that. And he out of nowhere, like 5 miles deep, he just got attacked by a mountain lion, and he fought it to the death. Like he killed the mountain lion fighting it.
Did he die?
Like no, the guy survived. He was all messed up
with no weapon.
No. He ended up like choking the mountain lion somehow.
That's badass.
Yeah, it is. And he was kind of dorky looking, so it was like kind of funny.
But still, he fought it to the death. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. And he said that its breath was the worst smell he's ever smelt in his life.
Huh.
And another one.
It wouldn't be like something I remembered, but who knows?
And
your senses are heightened, so.
And he said that it smelled like it was eating dead things the whole day. Or
probably
whatever.
is.
Yeah,
probably is. So he's correct.
There was this other guy in Montana. He got attacked by a grizzly bear twice in one day, and survived.
The same bear?
Same bear, yeah.
Just like came and hunted his ass out twice?
Yeah, so I guess he was in the woods in Montana. He was like at a stream or something. He looked across the stream, and it was a mother and cubs. And like he was bugged out. They disappeared. And he was like, all right, I'm going to get out of here. He had bear spray on him. Out of nowhere, he's walking, and the bear like pops out of nowhere and starts attacking him. But he had time to spray the bear spray first. And so the bear just attacked him for like probably like a minute. No, not a minute. A second to 2 seconds.
Couple seconds, right, yeah.
And it messed him up pretty bad, but it wasn't bad enough. He could walk out. And so then he's walking out. He's like, oh, wow, I just survived a grizzly attack. A few minutes later, he's just walking, and out of nowhere, the grizzly bear just comes back in front of him and attacks him. And at that point, he didn't have time to get the bear spray out. So the bear spray helped him originally. And he was just describing the experience, and he said, and it was, the bear was like picking him up by his mouth and like forcing him down. And he said the bear took a bite out of his arm, and he immediately heard his bones just shatter.
Oh my god!
Yeah, and somehow he survived. I don't remember this was a while ago.
Aren't you supposed to go like full fetal position?
So he essentially played dead, and then and he was like playing dead, not moving. But then he like looked up to see if the bear was still there, and the bear was, and it saw like he moved, so he like attacked him again. And
Jesus Christ, dude!
And so now he's just like a regular guy again, but he was obviously messed up.
I'm gonna say his arm just has a chunk out of it now.
Yeah, he broke the shit out of his arm. Yeah, and
that was like when I was in Montana and we saw the moose, and everyone was like excited about it, and I'm like, well, that's a baby, so like mom's nearby, like let's get moving here, please.
And moose are known to attack people if they're nearsighted. So if you're kind of far away, apparently it's not a big deal. But if you're that close to a moose, though, you kind of have it coming. They're giant. Don't go near them.
Oh, no way, dude. I was probably from like twice the distance of like me to the washer and dryer right now.
That's not far at all.
I know.
I
mean, I showed you the video.
What's that, like 80 feet?
Yeah, like if that. I'd say it's probably like 10 yards.
Well, in
15 yards.
In the video, though, it looks further away.
Right. So
it's hard to tell. Like video is hard to tell sometimes.
So when we started taking the videos, we kind of got a little further because we were like walking. But like as we initially came out of like the brush and like in the open, like it was so close, bro. And that's when I was like, holy shit. I thought it was fake. I saw it first because I was like, first night. I was like, what is that? And I was like, oh shit. Yeah. That's a moose. It's such a city reaction.
I'm so jealous that you saw a moose. It's like my dream.
I didn't see the antlers though, so like it half counts. But yeah, it was cool, just a little baby. What do you think about that guy getting murked? The CEO guy.
Oh, that's wild, huh?
Yeah.
They caught the guy who did it and stuff.
Supposedly that kid is like
really smart, and he was like valedictorian of his prep school and stuff.
And he was like a closeted homosexual and liked black guys.
Really?
Yeah, I swear to God, bro.
I didn't hear that part.
I'm pretty sure he would like go to like these gay clubs oftentimes, and a lot of times it would be like predominantly black gay club. So, like in Maryland, he went to one I know for example, and he like met this dude, and like they hooked up that night, and he would from time to time like go back and like visit this dude in Maryland. He would buy him like expensive shit like Hermes like bags and shit, and because like I guess this dude was they reach because you know they dig into your life and go all about it. So they somehow found the connection of how he used to bang this dude or whatever. And the guy was like telling him about him a little bit, and that's what he was saying that yeah he would. I saw him in the club. He was like one of the only white guys in there.
Because he did come from a wealthy family.
And he bought me a drink, and like we hooked up that night. And then like I'd on and off see him. He'd come up, he'd like buy me some shit. Like we'd hook up, blah blah blah. And I guess like he got like back surgery, this Luigi guy, and I don't know if it's related to why he thought the healthcare system was like a scam or something else happened, but supposedly he got back surgery and he was just like cooped up, like wasn't like going anywhere. Probably like was just like
probably on pain, like you know, Vicodin and Oxycontin.
Probably like pent up and like can't do shit, and maybe that's when he like started like look. He's a smart guy. Started looking into the healthcare system. Maybe the insurance companies were giving him like the runaround and shit, and then that's kind of when like the seed was planted where like
he was like
he was gonna do something drastic, and who know? I don't know how long ago that was from the time that he actually like shot the guy, but supposedly he was a gay guy. Supposedly, not that like changes anything, but still.
But just a fun fact.
Yeah.
I've been looking hard into the Karen Reed case, dude. That's an interesting one.
It's like so dirty that it's hard to follow because there's so many moving, dirty parts to that case.
Yeah. So
we watched the trial at work like often.
Yeah. Like I was so I knew it was a crazy situation, but I didn't know the details. And when me and I was with Dante one day, and he was telling me about it, and he was super into telling me about it. And so we started watching people testify in court. So I've like watched a bunch of people testify in that case and stuff, and something's fishy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
bro, there's so much shit.
I think she was framed at the end of the day, but there is like 7% of me that's like maybe she did it.
I don't think she killed the guy.
I don't think she did either.
I think what really happened is they beat the shit out of that guy in the house and covered it up, and they definitely blamed it on her. But she's a psycho, Karen Reed.
Yeah, she's all. It's also pretty.
And
clear
they like
that
drink a shit ton. And guess what? Fun fact: alcohol was probably the cause of this fight.
Oh, absolutely.
But dude, did you read about like how, like the dog, like so evidently bit the guy, and then they got rid of the dog, saying it ran away. Then they had a pool in the backyard. They filled in the pool and then covered up the pool. So like in their backyard, they filled in their pool, covered it up. They redid the entire basement, ripped the floor up, did the entire basement
and they're all
over.
cops, so they know how to, maneuver if they were.
They also, like when the snowplow was coming down the street, supposedly, and they said like, they saw, I forget what was like left outside or something, like his body, like we didn't see his body or something. Like they created like a fake plowing company, like saying that like, basically like created all this like fake shit, fugazi shit that wasn't real, and falsifying evidence, you know what I'm saying? And I guess the guy who's the DEA agent, Higgins, huge like dirty guy.
Brian Higgins, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Supposedly
he was talking to Karen Reed like before. Is that what you're gonna say?
No, I was gonna say there's like a radio show where like they talk about like shit, and like they talk about the Karen Reed case often in Boston because it's local news. And a guy called in. Was like, yeah, like, these guys are obviously, like, decorated guys, blah, blah. Like, what happens if it comes out that she's guilty and she did it? Like, are we going to rescind what we said about these guys? And, like, you kind of sound like Higgins. And it was Higgins calling in. And it's like, what are you doing, dude?
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that at all.
That's recently. This is, like, just happened recently.
Oh, okay.
It's like, dude, you're an idiot.
So my theory on it is that, because I was looking deep into it, so I guess Karen Reed and this dude Higgins like had something going on. You know what I mean? They were like talking. They kissed and stuff like while she was dating Joe O'Keefe.
Yeah.
And there was text messages going back and forth that there was clearly some type of like sexual tension.
Would you bang her?
Yeah, absolutely.
She's a colostomy bag.
What does that mean? That
I think
shit
she has like
herself?
really bad Crohn's disease. So like she has like colostomy bag. So like actually when they were looking at the cops' text messages,
I know.
she
Yeah,
got her
so
bag
I was about
yeah.
I was about to bring that up. He says he was saying to his buddy, the private
She
investigator,
got a leaky balloon knot.
balloon knot, dude.
Yeah.
And that's actually originally what Dante was showing me, like that clip. But he was just like, honestly, you can't see this yet. You got to learn the characters. You got to this. You got to that. And so he was like, we were just watching a bunch of stuff.
That's great.
And then it was a good recap because then I was familiar with the case at that point. And so, but yeah, like I think that they had something going on, right? And that was like 5 days before the incident happened. They went to the bar, the Waterfall bar or whatever. She walks in. She doesn't say hi to Brian Higgins. Brian Higgins sends her a text message saying like, hello.
That night?
When they were at the bar.
Yeah.
So you know how they were at the bar before?
Before they went back, yeah.
So he sent her a message basically being like, why are you ignoring me?
And they didn't like the O'Keefe guy too. I don't think like they had kind of like beef with that guy.
Oh, really?
Supposedly. Yeah.
So he texted her and she didn't respond, but he was implying like, why are you ignoring me? Not his exact words, but paraphrasing. And then everyone went to the house after, the Albert's house, right? That's who it is. And she didn't go, probably because that dude was there, right?
Yeah.
And O'Keefe went, and I think that there was something that I think they beat him up, obviously, but I think it had something to do with. Well, when he texted her at the bar, I think maybe Joe O'Keefe found out, right, that he texted her, and maybe he went there and was like, "Why are you texting my girlfriend?"
Maybe.
And then there was some type of beef from there. That's like my.
Or regardless of like that was how it went down. There was a fight about that incident, like about her
it
talking.
It had to have been. Like,
Yeah.
And Brian Higgins was the one that invited him.
Goes to show you though, like if they cover this up, like what other dirty shit did they do?
Oh,
Probably
yeah.
so much shit.
And that's the thing is, Karen Reed apparently comes from a wealthy family, or like they have money, so they got this beast of a lawyer, dude. If you watch the trial, like this dude's a beast, and yeah, if they don't have the money to get this lawyer, like what happened?
Yeah, then the media was trying to speculate that she was banging the lawyer because it was like footage of him like being like huggy towards her at like a bar or something. Like,
oh really?
Yeah, you can like find the clip, but then like dude, there was so much media malarkey on this case. It's like it's almost like too much to
right.
digest.
It's like better than a movie. Like learning about the case is like better than watching.
They will make a
intense
movie or a
Oh,
Netflix 1,000% on this.
Absolutely.
1,000%.
And I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, the private investigator did the math of like how this dude died in like a day, too. Where that's kind of fishy.
Yeah.
Like what that doesn't.
There's so many fishy parts, man.
Mhm.
It really is. Like
the guy across the street apparently is a Canton cop, and he has a ring cam, and they asked for it, and he's not giving it up, or he said it just doesn't work.
yeah.
But according to them, what she's being accused of is like hitting him with her car. And
driving away.
And that would have been in the front of the Albert's house. And the guy across the street's like says, oh, the ring cam's just, it was either he's not giving it up or he said it's not working.
Yeah.
And that's fishy. The guy's a cop.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Yeah, man. And yeah. It's fun. And when you listen to these dudes on the stand, like Higgins, is Brian Albert, is that his name?
I don't really know.
So the father of, whatever.
You honestly
like
probably know more details than I do because you
So-
recently looked into it and I haven't looked into it in a while.
And when you watch people testify, it's pretty clear, like, they're covering up something. So when Higgins, for example, is being asked a certain question, you can tell he's dancing around it. And it's just fishy. It's like, why are you dancing around this answer? And they're doing things like looking at the jury in certain moments, and it's just like, oh yeah, they know what they're doing.
It's also
cops.
crazy, like watching the trial is so boring, dude.
Right.
They have to objection every 2 seconds. They have to go and meet the judge in their chambers.
And the judge is clearly on the cop's side.
Oh, this time, yeah.
Yeah.
The last time they weren't, I don't think.
With the lady judge.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, it seemed like she was sustaining things and doing all this stuff that was just like, why? Whose side are you on?
Actually,
here?
no, you're right. I think the judge previously wasn't more on the cop side.
And that's why they switched it out.
It was like a distant family member, I think. Was like,
They were close.
Yes.
So the Albert's kid was like close. I want to say it was her that he was like the ring bearer of her wedding.
Right, something like that. I knew there was something along those lines, but
And the kid took the stand too. The son of
yes,
the
he
Alberts.
did. The younger
and
kid.
it was just clear, like, him and his dad, like, lied off rip. Like, they asked the kid, they were like, did you talk to anyone before this case about this case at all? And he goes, no. And so then the lawyer's just really good at being a lawyer, and then he, like, circles back around to the question and says, like, oh, have you talked to this person? I forget the guy's name. And then the kid was like, yeah, I talked to him a few weeks ago, around a few weeks ago. And he was like, what'd you talk to him about? And the kid goes, about what I was going to be asked in this case. And so then the lawyer says, so I asked you at the beginning if you talked to anybody about this case and prepared, and you said no. But now you're telling me you met up with this person a few weeks ago and you talked about the case. And so he lied off rip, and same thing with the dad.
Right.
And then the dad, like, the lawyer did the same thing to him, and then he goes, why did you say no before? And he was like, oh, I misunderstood your question. It's like, how'd you misunderstand the question?
And the fact that we're paying for this trial again is out of control. Like, dude, there was over like 100 witnesses. You know how long that takes? Mm-hmm. You have to examine every witness and then cross-examine every witness, and then sometimes double cross-examinations, and then you do that like 100 times. The case was like over, like, I think there was alone for witnesses, it was like 4 weeks just for that. Mm-hmm. Like maybe longer, I don't know. But it was a very long trial. Mm-hmm. And they're doing it again. It's just like, damn. And I get it. It's like a cop died. They want justice, but...
The private investigator's text to his buddies just didn't help the case at all. Like, he said that Karen Reed has a leaky balloon knot. He said she's hot, but she has no ass. Like, stuff like that.
Yeah, like stuff you guys would say in a group chat.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's... well, it's funny because obviously this guy's a dirtbag if he, like, framed her or whatever, but also with the text he was sending to his buddies, I could tell he's a fun guy.
Yeah, he probably...
So I guess at one point too, he was said something like she should kill herself or whatever. That part's obviously a little aggressive, but it just doesn't look good.
No,
doesn't look good.
No.
And O'Keefe clearly had bite marks from a dog on him. They got rid of their family dog the next day.
I know.
Right?
They said it ran away.
Yeah.
Bro, they did their whole basement over.
Mm-hmm.
They like did the entire ripped the floor up, dude. Filled in their pool.
Yeah, so fishy, dude. And then when you see O'Keefe, right? When you see the pictures of him, like, all banged up and dead, he got, like, fucked up.
Yeah,
like,
not just, like, hit by a rail taillight and froze to death. That's what it says.
Yeah.
So basically, picture, like...
His hands were all black and blue. And it's
picture, like you getting murked
fighting.
in the head. Like, conky, you're knocked out and you're outside, like, but you're unconscious, so you don't wake up, so you freeze to death, like... Yeah, like, you'd be, like, a little battered in the head, but, like, you're not going to be, like, all beat up like you just mentioned.
And then the wife of the Alberts Googled how long does a body take to freeze to death. Mm-hmm. And she looked that up at, like, 2 a.m., and then she deleted it from her history. But then she looked it up again at, like, 6 a.m. and back to back. And allegedly, like, Karen Reed was out looking for her husband or her boyfriend, and she was, like, frantic to the Alberts' mom, wife, and was like, "Can you please look up, like, how long it takes for a body to freeze?" And so she looked it up later, like, in the morning at 6, but she also looked it up at 2, but that was deleted, and she was also typing it in incorrectly. So when
how do they know that?
There's this company that they hire. I forget the name of it, and they can somehow, like, go in someone's texts.
That's insane.
In their Google searches.
So how would you ever get proved fucking innocent? Like, if they could do that.
Yeah.
Like that guy, whatever his name is, that's another case. He killed his wife. He Googled, like, all of this shit. Mm-hmm. And it's like, oh, you're so guilty, dude.
Right.
Right. Like how to hide a body, how to cut up a body. Like,
mm-hmm.
it's like, oh, you're guilty.
It's such a given that you did it.
Yeah.
And and so she looked that up, and but she was typing it in incorrectly. The Google searches, say, like, how long
she misspelled it?
Yeah, yep. Every single time, like 4 times she misspelled it. And I don't know, it's she was claiming that she was frantic and she was shaking, but it's also like 4 times you messed up the spelling.
She probably was frantic and shaking because they just killed someone.
Right, but I think that the incorrect spelling was on purpose because she knew, I don't know. I don't really have...
Well, maybe she's just drunk, too.
Maybe.
You know?
Yeah, and so, I guess, well, so Karen Reed, the only thing that is clear that she was guilty of was drunk driving. She was definitely hammered while she was driving.
Yeah, and who isn't nowadays?
Yeah.
Like, literally.
But, yeah, man, it's interesting. I'm very eager to see what happens.
It's just a bad look for, like, the police department, too.
Oh, such a bad look.
You know?
And they already don't look the best as it is nowadays with other things.
Right.
You know? And
I know. I just don't understand how it gets to that situation where that guy's dead. Like, you had...
And so Turtle Boy, if you watch his footage, like he goes to Canton and like goes up to the restaurant that the family owns or something.
Yes.
And he's like straight up harassing the family, you know, and he's just kind of a tool. But he did get the story out, which is interesting and stuff. But this Turtle Boy guy, like, he's good at what he does because of information he gets, but also he's definitely a tool bag. He was just like harassing the shit out of
the Alberts?
Yeah, yeah, and then there was like someone's, you know, one of the Albert family members came and like started beating the shit out of him. It was a woman, and she was like saying, you know, you're online like talking about my wrinkles. I do have wrinkles, like blah blah blah. You could tell she was really hurt by the the comments about her physical.
Women.
Yeah, and so and she starts beating him. And I'm just watching this, like, after a while of him, like, harassing them. I'm like, you can't really blame them for retaliating. Like, he's straight up harassing them.
Yeah, right. But, dude, do you see after the case they put, like, dead turtles, like, hanging on his mailbox or some shit?
No.
They, like, put, like, actual dead turtles and, like, hung them on the guy's, like, mailbox outside of his house. It's like a threat.
Who did?
I don't know who, like people who support the Alberts.
Right.
You know what I mean? Who knows if it was them personally, but imagine that. It's like, you're next Turtle Boy. I'd be like, all right, I'm like good with this case. I got the story out there. But
fascinating stuff.
I'm low key excited to see like what the verdict is. I'm not excited to like see this boring ass trial. It's so boring. And I was gonna say it's kind of crazy. Like if he were ever on trial for murder and that is going on, it's such a long case like that, I'd be like borderline falling asleep, and I'm like, my life's at stake here. I kind of have to like pay attention. But court is just brutal, dude.
They go over every minuscule detail that happened. So it's like what you did earlier in the day. So you got in your car. Did you get in the passenger side? Did you get in the back seat? What happened?
Yeah.
Like, all, like,
so did you get a coffee?
Detail.
Was it with one pump of caramel or two?
Exactly.
Because people with two are more likely to murder. Just so you know, it's like they'll fucking trip you up. It's like, what? Fuck off, dude. And yeah, and then the media just like has a field day with it. Like that's their. Oh, you're on the Karen Reed case for the next 6 weeks, and like that's just what you do. You go to court every day.
She is pretty hot, though.
She is.
Karen Reed.
She is. Some days she looks hotter than others, though. I will say.
Yeah, definitely.
She has her good and bad, but her good ones, she's kind of a MILF.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would say that.
Absolutely.
I also think she definitely did get framed.
Me too.
In my opinion, but who knows?
Which is wild.
Yeah, like I said, black eye on the police department of Boston, like or Canton, whatever it is. Was it Canton?
Canton.
Yeah, it's like, what are you doing, man?
Do you say black guy?
I said black eye.
Oh.
Yeah, it's just not a good look. It really isn't.
Not at all.
And they like the fact that they thought they were going to get away with it when it's going to be looked into. And I guess 30,000-foot view, something was being looked into at the federal level too, or something with them. I don't know if it was the same case, but it was messy because like then the state police got involved, and then there was cover-ups from the state police side of things too. So it's fucking
Higgins
a mess.
destroyed his phone.
Yes.
He went to like an Air Force base where only he could go to.
Right, like it's just the whole thing's a mess.
Something happened. Like something clearly is not. It's not adding up.
Right. But yeah, fucked up case, dude.
Yeah.